it's 1:59, and we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Let's see, we have Jennifer and Doug, Jim, Bo, and David's not here, nor is Pat.
And Pat is, as we hear, not a member of the Parks Commission anymore.
It's removed by
So
the
there-
township?
And we will have that open seat. There is an application on the website to apply for the position in Parks Commission.
Understood.
Throw them away.
We start our meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So, we're gonna approve the Tuscarora Township Parks Commission minutes from February 9th, 2023. Did anybody have any discussion or changes on those minutes?
I'll move to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on. And I wasn't sure in the application if I spelled this right, but the Tune Time Pontoon event,
Yep.
6/22/23 through 6/25 at Marina Park. So Doug, you can go
yeah.
ahead and talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy, had hoped to be here today, but he can't. He called me from the other side of Chicago and was not able to get back. But basically, what he's asking from us is just the use of Lower Marina Park to put up a tent that he can run his event out of. On here, it says that he's gonna have food and beverage and stuff. He's also working with the chamber for them to control that. They would do the liquor license
All
or
that, yeah.
there's a possibility it may be drink coupons for the local bars in the area, that type of thing. He does not want to be in the process of selling alcohol and food himself,
Right.
if that's what it takes. There would be some parking of boat trailers down there, but he said the majority of his people will be coming via boat. They're gonna be in their boats. They're already here on the water, so, and then they'll come back in there with their car. So I'm assuming that they will, because no one would think that that many boats could park anywhere in the area, that he's planning on them coming by car. So they'll just park, parking can be handled along Club Road, just like we've talked about with the fishing tournaments. And to me, it sounds like a no-brainer, but
Okay.
that's what he's proposing.
You're
So
okay with the fee? This is 3 days.
3 days, $100 a day, $100 a day, which I've been hearing back that our fees are too low.
Yes.
Yes. we probably need that.
So
But at the time of his application,
Right,
it's
that's
$100,
what
it
so
was.
that
There's-
has to
yeah.
stand.
there's
No, but I'm with, we don't charge enough.
It's a
Yeah,
policy,
okay.
yeah, we'll
Okay,
make a
probably
policy,
true.
policy change.
something.
What about cleanup? Garbage and dumpster?
We should put something in there that he needs to have a dumpster and that there will be a fee for cleanup. I mean, the only one I've ever really had an issue with that has been the carnivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, everybody else has been
Absolutely
pretty
is.
good on their cleanup and
You want to talk to him
policing.
about that?
Yep.
Well, and he was explaining that to us, and we don't have to make a motion, because we already have our policy in place.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to, we appreciate the information, sharing it with us, to make sure we didn't have any questions about it, so.
Right, it was, I mean, being the size of it and what he was talking about, that goes above my,
Yes. So-
to bring these to
And we
you,
could
so.
approve it if we feel there's a need to. I mean, our policy's in place, so
Right,
We could approve what? His application?
if you think
If-
it's,
I'm all for it, so I
I see no
don't think
problem
we're
with it.
needing it.
yeah.
But I thought this was something that Doug gets to approve on.
Well, we already have the policy in place, yeah.
right, then I can, but when the events get bigger, then it goes to a board, and being that he was doing 3 days
Yeah, no, I got you.
up
Yeah.
to Marina Park, and there was some question brought up as to whether it was in my realm, so I just
Well,
felt more
maybe we should
comfortable
approve
coming.
it just to cover all our bases.
And
It won't hurt to do it, 'cause we're all in favor of it, so.
if we do a deposit for a cleaning fee, like instead of a cleaning fee, maybe we can do like a $500 or $1,000 deposit to make sure that he leaves it the way it's supposed to be.
Well, we have to change our policy again,
Alright.
Moving forward,
Yeah,
so we can
fine.
do that.
All right.
I, from talking to this gentleman, and he's aligned with Travis Connors,
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna have any issues. I mean, he seems to be a real, I mean,
Got his stuff together, yeah.
yeah,
Gotcha.
Let's just make a motion to approve this event, just to make sure there's no question.
I'll make a
about the
motion
size
to
of it.
approve the event for Tune Time at Marina Park.
I'll support that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, so budget review. We
okay.
went over something in the
We
workshop,
kinda did, but
so.
let's do it here just to keep it.
Mike's here, do we want to jump to some of his stuff?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do that.
Sparks
Let's
grant?
go to the Sparks grant first to give us an update. Is it open now?
No, it's not open yet.
Okay,
Waiting Nico will contact, he knows he's under contract with us.
does he have everything ready to plug in immediately?
I believe he does, I don't think that, this is a very simple
Okay,
grant. The hardest part is connecting with the website.
so everything we have is in place, they open it and
Yeah.
it's ready to go. Okay, awesome.
We have all of our figures, yeah.
Is this for both of them?
Well, I think didn't we agree that the first priority was the bathrooms, the restrooms down at the beach, correct? The second one was out at the park, because you're still looking at the Kubota grant for out at the park, correct?
And
And the
the
ARPA.
ARPA grant.
That's right, Cal.
So we have two going there. We didn't fill out a second application for Sparks.
Yeah,
But isn't there gonna be more
there's one more round.
rounds coming up on that? So we
Yeah,
can
the
try
second
again?
round, I know that the state, just talked to the state a little while ago, that I think another funding round for, and I don't know if it's federal or state, it's coming up here in spring, so. I know the third round is in the fall.
Okay, so good. I mean, we have plenty of, hopefully the ARPA grant will go through. Kubota's not as, we're gonna send it off, but
Right.
ARPA grant's the one that we're most likely gonna qualify for, so that's exciting. Okay, good. So Mike, let's see, what was the other thing?
The Mako Trail property.
Thank you. I forgot to say that in the beginning. So have you heard any more about the
I just
project?
got a fax, I'm trying to figure, it's to the owner of that, who has their boat down there. I don't know why it showed up on my printer, it showed up. And it was from, I want to say, it was from the Eagle. And it was telling them to restore the property the way it was. In terms of, I have not heard anything else. I know that they want to offer to us first as a park or something, but
For free?
no, I don't think, well, maybe for $1. So, I just see maintenance issue. That's your call.
Yeah,
I guess that doesn't matter.
but
It's really-
we kinda talked about it.
You don't have access to the water.
It's my
Right.
opinion that, personally, I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I see no
It's where the line five is right there.
Yeah.
Not that that makes a difference, but
I see no value.
you don't have water access there.
No, we're
Correct.
landlocked, right in.
Landlocked,
I mean, it's-
I mean, it's right across the street from neighbors there, so.
What are we really gonna be?
No matter what we do with it, it'll probably upset the neighbors. I just don't see any value in it whatsoever.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we don't really have to make a decision today because we don't,
Although we
we
can,
haven't had a,
are we prepared to?
I don't know.
But
I mean, is there any reason not to make a decision?
Mhm.
Does anybody want the property?
I'm talking about that little chunk still that's over there.
Yeah.
It's where, what's,
And this goes out.
I mean, you can access
Who
it
used to
from
own
the
that?
road, but street
it's
side.
straight across from,
It's really small.
I know it is.
Ken Godley's.
yeah, I'm trying to remember the guy's name that owned it. And he's got a house there, and the house burned
Yeah.
down.
Well,
It's-
All that's there is a well.
I mean, well, that's just it. The only thing,
There's just a well.
And I think,
we can do overflow parking.
from where?
You're gonna,
Can't
from
fill
what?
that. It's a long ways away.
You gotta go all the way, yeah, you're way past Hal Marina. People aren't gonna walk that far.
Let's look at the upside there.
That's what I was just gonna say, what would be the pros of having it?
Now, I can tell you the pros, I can tell you the pros of putting it back on the market and let them put it out there, sell it, it goes on with perhaps a house on it and a tax roll.
I believe, Billy, you can't build on it.
Well, now I can't even remember his name. He lives south of town here, he goes to Florida. He used to work, I think he worked for UPS, he builds decks. Why am I having a hard time remembering who used to own that?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm gonna go find his name. There used to be a house there.
Oh,
There was a house there at that lot. It'll come to you the other time.
oh, nice.
Well, if I say his name, Bo will remember who was it.
Well, that's what, if they wanted to sell it to you for $1, and there's a potential for I assume he's checking with the surrounding people first, sell it to somebody, but, what if
By the
somebody
sounds
wanted
of
to
it,
buy
no.
it?
To be honest
I guess
with
we
you,
should
he's
look-
not
I
offering
think
it
we
to
should look
anybody
at the
else,
pros
he's
and
giving it to
cons.
us first, would be how I'd see it, before he mentions it to his neighbors, because one of the neighbors would already bought it.
Well, I'm just saying, the tax just went through.
Well, let's ask the question differently. What would we do with it?
I think we should list, maybe potentially sell it.
I don't know if when they donate it to you, if it comes with that option, does it?
I'm not sure.
That they give, they give it to you for $1 and then you can turn around and sell it for, they're probably not looking for that. I don't know
Well, that's
for
why
sure,
I
but-
think it's hard to make a decision unless
Right.
it's just a hard no. Why would you, when you don't even know what
What we can do with it.
yeah, or
Right.
what what
Not
the
that we would wanna,
options on that land could be.
well, that would be just it, but
It
like,
makes
I'm
any
looking at
difference.
it kind of like,
This
yeah,
is
like,
piece
there's
of
not
property.
much we're gonna put on.
Yeah, I looked it up the other day for.
Yeah.
Right.
They would
There
put a
was a
picnic
reference
table on it,
in,
that's about it.
And they could
But-
look at the water
Sales
system
before
before
they
they
did.
If somebody's wellhead was on it.
Okay. They're like, there's no house here.
It doesn't hurt.
Nothing, there's nothing.
There was a
Tom
reference
Coleman.
in
Tom
that.
Tom Coleman said it, okay, now I know what you're talking about.
But there's no, there's really nothing surrounding it, there's no structures, this is all just dock space to the
Right.
canal.
Right.
So even though we own that space, all these other spaces, really, there's no structure, there's no house, there's no this, there's no
Right.
that.
You can't go toward the water. You could put, I guess, being it didn't perk, you could put storage buildings on it if you wanted
Like a
to.
bird,
something
like
really
a bird
But
park.
do we want to go into that
Just have
business?
a
The
bench.
Red Barn is pretty much empty right now, so I'm not sure we need storage.
No, it's pretty full.
Okay.
Well,
That changed recently.
we can do whatever, we can,
I don't think it's worth deciding
I
on
think we
right
should
now, I
wait.
just take
Okay.
it.
We should wait to see what the offer
Okay.
is, and then we
Okay.
can easily say no at that point, or yes, or
So we're gonna table it?
take.
Okay.
Okay, so, we'll just go on. So the ARPA grant, so we, during the workshop, we went over the information for the grant. We were gonna get the information together, and then Bob was gonna help us with the grant, and he is, as of 2 days ago, isn't gonna help us with the grant. So we're going to check into getting Mako to help us, or Diane Rakowski.
Yes.
I know that it's due in a couple weeks, so we'll have to take our information and see if we can get this taken care of. So I put a message into both of them during the workshop, so. How about an update on the playground cover for the picnic table?
Okay. That structure, I still have not heard back from either the ladies club or the Kiwanis. We were supposed to get, at the last meeting, we were gonna sit down and discuss this as a group instead of individuals. And since then too, I have talked with my playground representative that I get all of our equipment from, the guy we're getting all of the pricing for all the stuff for the ball fields. And he told me he is working with someone from Kiwanis on that project. So,
Women's Club has not met yet, they'll meet the end of the month. So that they haven't taken up, but the general impression I'm getting is that they don't want to work with Kiwanis on this thing, so if Kiwanis wants to do it and the Parks Commission's interested in the project, Women's Club is interested in looking at other projects, not this particular one.
Okay,
Okay,
it's good to know, thank you.
yes, that kind of takes us back to where we were the last time we dropped it.
So, yeah, so we'll let Kiwanis know that, I guess they don't, do we need to wait, or is that,
I would stay out of the middle of it.
okay?
Just let them come
Just
to
let-
me and,
Because they pay, Kiwanis has come to us again asking.
Yeah,
And
they
I-
want a hard structure.
Right,
but they want to, my personal, I like to go with the sailcloth, bring the color in,
That's the
upgrade.
controversy that's going on,
Yeah.
because I don't know who presented, maybe Dawn Webb, but presented that proposal, had said that she had talked to you and that that was something that you preferred. They're interested in hard goods.
Right,
We were Women's Club at the time they discussed it was interested in giving it a try to see, it wasn't all that expensive.
Right.
And to see if it, because it covered not only shade for the parents, but also it shaded some of the equipment,
yeah,
which
kids
they
as
thought
well.
was a good idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that maybe, you know, once they're educated on the longevity of it and the durability of it, maybe they might change their mind, I don't know.
What do we
Because,
call that?
um,
Some kind of sail?
It's a sailcloth shade area, as they call them, sailcloths, shade cloths, it just
And
depends on your.
What's the cost of it?
It can vary, I mean, you can go up to where there's 30 grand, but for a smaller one, it was like $5,000, $6,000. And then in talking with my playground guy about longevity, he says, if you leave it up in the winter, you're looking at about 20-year lifespan.
Wow.
If you take it down,
That's remarkable.
then
that's taken.
so, you know, so it's not like it's a disposable thing that you're throwing out there. But again, like everybody here went, oh man, I didn't think it was that durable. But they're everywhere now. Everything you're seeing is and they're colorful and they're new and they're attractive. And that's kind of what the park's needing is some new life. And I mean,
I think it would.
those podiums that they put up around the playground get so many people walking around. I mean, it was a great thing. It's bringing something new and different.
The problem is, Kiwanis, who wants to fund it, is dead set against it.
Yep.
Well, I think, again, I think they just need to be educated, they weren't familiar with it, so I think maybe once this playground guy
Right.
talks to them about it, maybe they'll change their mind.
I've kind of indicated to him to push a little bit in that direction with him.
Well, and I can't make a commitment for Women's Club,
Right.
but that, you told us what we wanted to hear, that you're not opposed to the sale or whatever it is, that you find it well worth the effort. And so if it doesn't last 20 years, then we know another direction to go, but
Right.
at least your experts are telling us that
Yep,
that
and
it's
the
good to
one
go,
that he,
so that may, and you may have to make a choice. That may very well be that, because that Women's Club was approached by Kiwanis in sharing, but I think Women's Club might be willing, if that's truly what the Parks Commission wants, is within reason, funding the whole project. So whether you'd want both, I doubt it, but because we see the pavilion,
right,
particularly if it's wood, as a hazard, a safety hazard. Columbus Beach Club had one, only it was in playground form, and after 2 years, they got rid of it because the splitters were unbelievable.
I think we've already decided it will not be.
yeah, they were looking toward a steel. And the one that he referenced for 20-year lifespan that he's seen is one that he put in Kinrock. So, I mean, we're looking at
They get worse weather than we do.
yeah, the environment is even harsher there, so.
Okay.
And my intention with it was that we would drop the sale during the winter anyway, just
Sense.
because, I mean,
So, Doug, spring's around the corner.
yeah,
What's delivery time on it? And Sally if the women's club is considering this, when's their next meeting and when can we have a decision?
It's the last Tuesday in March. And
But I
can't
can
promise-
get with him and
I can't
get,
promise a yes, and I can't promise
Understood?
Oh,
a
absolutely.
timing, but I don't, they don't have to go out and look for the funds, they have the funds, so
Maybe you
they
could
should make the
contact
decision. And it may very well be that with this new information, we need to have somebody from Parks come talk to them, so that they understand. I understand that somebody from Kiwanis was at your meeting maybe 2 months ago or last
Last
month.
Last
month.
month.
Yeah.
Situation, because she had talked to Women's Club president prior to her coming to the Parks Commission meeting, and she was told, and I think she did, clearly that she could represent Kiwanis if that was their choice, but she could not represent Women's Club because Women's Club hadn't met to make a decision.
Okay, well, we'll,
I would still like to get everybody together, all three of myself and both women and Kiwanis together and talk it through, then we're all sharing the same information, you know. I don't want anybody to get upset
well,
with
if you can
the
find
parks
out.
either way, you know what I mean? I don't wanna offend Kiwanis and I don't wanna
Yeah,
offend the women.
we appreciate
You're
everything you
both
both do.
great to us. I don't wanna alienate
I understand.
anyone.
But maybe now that we have this information, we can
Right.
contact Kiwanis and then see. Okay. Back to Douglas, your maintenance report.
Okay, the big one, finally, have spoken with the playground guy. We are on the schedule for sure for the summer,
I mean, the tennis court.
or tennis courts.
Tennis court.
Yep, tennis court.
Oh,
To get
you're in
those
Ohio?
redone. Yep. He's
Okay.
coming up,
Like
matter of
when?
fact,
I mean, the summer is,
Couldn't give a date.
he couldn't give me a date, but then he called me Monday and wanted the address for the park and kind of some directions, so I gave them to him, and he said, "I'll see you tomorrow." I said, "Well, I hope you're not coming to look at the tennis courts." "Well, yeah. Isn't the snow gone?" No. So as soon as the snow's gone, I'm gonna call him, and he's gonna come and look again at the courts,
okay.
because it is transferred from father to son now.
And Doug, if you could, get a hard date.
Yep. Oh,
She
I'll
tried.
nail it down.
He tried, you wouldn't
I-
give it to him.
It's really hard to give hard
Yeah.
dates right now
He-
with those trade
Yeah,
works,
yeah.
because there's so
Until-
much work.
As close, he said, as close as I can tell you, is it will be after Memorial Day.
All right, and then, you'll just discuss the pickleball court line.
Yep.
After Memorial Day, before
Do
4th of
those.
July, it'd be great.
How about the new ball field, everything's set with that?
Yes, I met with Lee Nash and Jimmy Finstermaker at Field 6 yesterday to go over what we needed to finish up as far as getting the dugouts ready. Those are supposed to be completed over spring break.
Okay.
So dugouts will be done. As soon as dugouts are done, Jimmy will be up and do the fencing, talk to them, told them they need to get together a plan for their batting cage. However they want to do it, that's all on them.
That's in school, yeah.
Yep, that's all there. And that was
So what do we got left to put up? We got foul poles to put up?
foul poles, which are laying on the ground, ready to go up, done.
Bases.
And set the bases. And after a conversation with Scott in the high school and Bo, we're rebuilding the mound on Field 3 that we took off because
Scott's not able to,
it was gonna work out great, but then it didn't, so.
Scott had a plan that he bought a mound that was not usable by everybody. So you had to
Okay.
take off your cleats, put on tennis shoes. And for anybody that's playing on a full dirt infield, because there's no grass, you step off of a mound with a tennis shoe on to try and field a ground ball, you're gonna talk about ankles and knees and kids getting hurt.
Well, we're glad that's getting fixed, so.
And
Good.
on our fence, or batter's eyes.
I have one more question on that last topic.
Yes.
Is the new mound being funded by us? Or is Scott, who requested it be removed, entitled to repay any of that to put a new one back on?
I guess it's gonna be funded by us, because I'm gonna go back out and back and get some of that old mix, take it out there, and
Old mix, or we don't have enough new stuff?
I would rather keep that new for what we have for needs on 6 if we need it, and
Do we have another load of any other dirt coming anytime soon?
no, we don't. That
Not
could
in the-
have been discussed, you know,
Yeah, I got
maybe
you.
for next year's budget, budgeting one of those in. What was that,
I'd
like
like to
15
budget
grand
a
up?
load every year would be nice.
It would be nice, and it's like, but it's expensive,
Right.
and it needs to be
I understand.
a budgeted, but yeah, I see that. And then on the batter's eyes, when I was talking about those throughout, my plan is for the 2 high school varsity fields, instead of 16 foot in center field, it's gonna be 60 feet of blue banner
All the way
with
around.
2, well, not all the way around, there'll be 1 on each foul line. 8 foot, 4 by 8 on each of those, and a 60 foot in the center. And then if the school is wanting to do it, that can be stenciled. If they want to pay that upgrade, they can do it. And the dugout roofs are going to be blue with a white trim. And this year, the girls will be that way. Next year, they're hoping to fund and take the boys off and do it. And Lee said if we can't replace all the steel, we'll just paint it to match.
Yep.
So starting to get some color going, starting to get it to make it look like,
We're all a part of the same community.
Right,
which
we're
is
all
what it
working
really
together,
is.
pulling the same one.
Everybody's
I
really
mean,
part of the same one.
that, you were talking about new scoreboard possibly at some point.
I gotta find somebody
Other
who's got a
one
lot of money,
really-
they wanna give me 18,000, I can put up a new scoreboard for the boys.
I would love to.
Well, I might have exaggerated a little bit,
Maybe,
but
a little bit.
it
So,
was
all
like
right.
13.6 last time complete.
Oh, wow. Marina Park and Red Barn,
We're, as soon as the snow's gone,
yeah,
I've got the trash cans, the
just a basic.
Signage,
signage, all the stuff is here. I've got the seed, I've got starter fertilizer, everything. The irrigation is in now, just needs to be finalized, hooked up, run through. I mean, he put it all in last fall, but we didn't start it. So we haven't been billed for it yet either because he hasn't started
What
it.
about the pump? Has that been
The pump is,
installed?
it's there.
I saw it in the barn a while ago.
Right, but it's everything, it's plumbed right up to the, when you do them late like he did, you know, he'll come in the spring, he'll put that down, turn it on, go through it, and it's all running. Otherwise, it's just redundant, you start it and immediately drain it
No,
out.
I understood, you don't want to fill it up.
Right,
So
so,
just to
Do
purge
you have
it.
anything else?
down there, no, I'm good
All
on,
right.
can I ask you a question real quick? Before I forget, was there anything else that you needed me for to talk about?
I
We're
think
good,
we
Mike.
got
Okay, the
everything.
question is, what do we do want to get this capital improvement project, or projects together? We do want to have a workshop with the Park Commission, the DDA, and the Planning Commission, and the Township Board. Just
Good.
to keep you on.
That'd be awesome.
We have everything on the 5-year plan.
Yeah, but I took that, and I took the DDA's plan, because you do intertwine with a couple of their projects.
Understood.
And we'll start working on priorities, what might be top.
So when is that workshop?
I don't know, I'll just let you know,
Okay.
and I'll get hold of everybody and we'll start.
Sounds good.
I'd like to make, can we do that in the evening?
It's a good idea.
Probably will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get younger.
Yeah, some of us are still working days. I work nights, but.
Understandable.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. All right, let me, yep, budget. Give us a quick synopsis and then.
budget was, like I was telling you before, the main thing I look at is we're 4 months left in the budget year, and we are at 49.6% of the budget spent.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
So
good
we're
job.
doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're
I
still-
mean,
Wonderful.
There's some issues that we have to move some things around inside there, but for the most part, our budget is sound.
Good, and then we'll
So-
get the rental income.
Doug, any expenditures coming up that are significant?
The only thing that I could see coming up that we haven't dealt with previously is we are still waiting for a decision on the insurance covering that leaf vacuum that burned
Oh,
up.
yeah.
And that's a $3,000 bill that we're still waiting, which I don't know why it wouldn't be covered under our insurance,
But
but
you're gonna need that pretty soon.
Even if we have to absorb it,
We
we're
have to-
still
Right.
well within the
We
budget.
have the fund balance for that.
I'm gonna get with Mike here, like you were saying, about pretty soon, if it's not here, I'm gonna pull the trigger and order the
You're
stuff
gonna have to.
because I'm gonna have to
Gonna need
get
it.
it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to start cleaning
And
up.
you, that's what the fund balance is for. so.
And primarily, all I'm gonna really need it for to start with this year would be the cemeteries this spring. The ball fields, we got them so clean last year,
it shouldn't
and
be that bad.
we came up with a new golf course superintendent turned me on to mulching leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just, man, they did a great job.
They just
I was worried
Not
about
only
how
that, but
much
the grass likes
residue
it.
was gonna be left, and I can get them pretty good.
It's good for the grass.
Yep.
Good.
What do we got next?
I think that's everything. All right,
Discussion of the reserve money?
I,
Can we do that?
yeah, I mean,
Well, we kinda went over it a little
Yeah.
bit in our,
In our previous meeting, I didn't know if we
Right.
should mention it, no?
the,
No. They're
I
fine.
guess
It's
you
kind of a
could
work in
read the
progress.
yeah,
GL number into,
Correct.
amount into the.
That's what I was thinking, just so we have it on record of where we're at and
Mhm.
that we've allocated the funds, found them, and we know where they're at now. For the general fund, right?
there's a line item for it, so we shall,
Fund balance for parks assigned, yes. 66,664.50. And that's
Say that again,
revenue.
Bo. 66 what?
The revenue into our fund balance for parks is $66,664.50. GL number 101-000-386.00, that line.
Thank you.
And that comes from revenue into the Parks Commission. Perfect.
well, I have an announcement to make. I want to thank the people of our community that have believed and trusted in me and the job that I have done for Tuscarora Township Parks Commission. You have put your faith and trust in me to do what is best for our community and our kids. I just don't feel that I can complete my term as Tuscarora Township Parks Commissioner. Since November, it has been such a toxic environment. The negativity, distrust, and uncertainty is not an environment that I want to be a part of. It appears that the situation is just getting worse instead of better. I don't understand how everyone who has the same goal of making our township better, but can't figure out how to do it together. This is what I hope for in our board. I hope that Tuscarora Township Parks Commission will continue our great vision with the township parks and beaches. I hope that the board will continue to support Doug Schofield. He is an incredible asset to our township. I hope the board will not make it difficult to include the young adults to be a part of our township future. I hope you will always put the kids first. I am not done supporting this township or the kids of our township. I will continue to help in more positive environments. With this, I'm putting in my resignation today. It has been a true honor to serve this township for the past 19 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer, for all your
Did you do this because you want a retirement party?
No.
Thanks for all
Anyway,
you've
well,
done.
thank
Yes,
you,
thanks.
thank you. And you
Lots
guys
of
keep
things that-
on. And now we'll open it up to public comment. Yes, Judy?
Well, I'm very sad. I had no idea that was coming. You've done, all of you, have had quite the vision and the heart for our community, and my family has benefited greatly, and my husband and I and our crazy dogs continue to with our beautiful Cooperation Park, which was built with cooperation and a cooperative spirit. I would beg you to reconsider, although I would respect your final decision. All that having been said, I've shared with Jennifer, God's not making any more land or water, and we are truly blessed to live here. Hang on to Mako Trail. Make it a pocket natural area. What a wonderful little feather in our cap. We have some awesome, incredible birders in our community. Dr. Steve Baker, retired veterinarian, shares his beautiful photos of the snowy owls in Rudyard. Who knows what we might draw in that little pocket natural area, tucked away for people that are wandering, such as I do when we travel to little areas, to find that little respite of nature that is so often paved over and forgotten. Is there some place we can go to see these beautiful sailcloths in action? I think it's a marvelous idea.
Oh, I
Drive down to Wolverine.
Oh,
Go
okay.
just past, out, there's a big one, the house has it right there, just after you go out of town on the left-hand side.
Okay.
There's one that's always up, it shades them from the sun, right into their whole house.
I think,
backyard.
this is a new concept to me, so I am fascinated by
Me
that.
too, I haven't seen them either.
I don't know if it's exactly what Doug is talking
This is
about.
right on States Highway?
Right on
I
South States
travel
Highway.
everywhere, and I actually have a picture when I can
It's
send
right in
you.
somebody's
I don't
front yard
care
to
which
give 'em
part you
shade
go
from
to,
the
they
heat,
all
so.
have them.
And I agree, I mean, the colors and, you know, children
Yes.
and
Right.
the laughter is just, it's music, and to add the colors and incorporate the community. We are not going to get strong, we are stronger together. We will continue to get stronger as we join together. And then lastly, why won't Bob help with the ARPA grant?
Good
We
question,
know.
you should ask.
Okay, I will ask that. I love you all. Thank you for your work.
Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you.
Yes,
One short piece, I'm sorry you're going to, by the way, but a note on the property we were talking about. I donated a piece of property once for Habitat, and they turned around and sold it because they found out it was uninhabitable. I thought that was the end of it. Then I ended up doing a one-year tap dance with the IRS. So be careful about the arrangements on the
Yes.
donated property and what you do with it, because
It's the fine print with
you
guidelines.
don't want those federales looking into your work. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I too would like to say you will be missed. I congratulate you on your 19-plus years. I don't know how you persevered, but the township is so much better in the parks situation for the years that you were willing to dedicate to that. And I wish you well in the future. I hope it relieves your stress and makes life livable again. Stress and doing something that you believe in and not getting recognized, only getting criticized is not fun. So thank you for going through that up to this period, and have a good retirement.
Thank you very much. All right.
I would like,
Yes.
also would like to say the same thing, how much I, you've done a lot for us, a lot. Thank you.
My pleasure, for sure. Okay, does anybody want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Jennifer.
Thank you.